the May 2018 paper question 11. Find the first three terms in ascending powers of x of the binomial expansion of 2 minus x over 16 all to the power of 9, giving each term in its simplest form. So in order to expand this, I'm going to use the formula from the A2 part of the formula book. It's just because I think it's an easier one to work with. I prefer using that one. So the first thing we need to do in order to be able to use that is to have a 1 at the front, but we've got a 2 here. So I'm going to have to factor the 2 out. So the 2, which is to the power of 9, comes out. We've got 1 minus x over now 32, because we've had to divide everything by 2 in those brackets. So now what we can do is we can say 2 to the 9, brackets 1 add n, which is the power, so that's 9, ax, which is minus x over 32, add n, lots of n minus 1, lots of ax, so minus x over 32, which is squared, divided by 2 factorial. So we've got 1, 2, 3 terms, and that's what we're being asked to find. Close the bracket. So 2 to the power of 9 is 512, brackets 1 add, well, it's not going to be 1 add because we've got the 9 times minus x over 32, so it's going to be take away 9x over 32. And then we're going to have add here, we're going to have 72x squared over 32 squared times 2 factorial, which is going to be 32 squared, 32 times 32 times 2 factorial, 2048. So now what we can do is we can expand through and simplify, and so we're going to get 512 take away 144x add 18x squared by running that through and simplifying. There are our first 3 terms. So now we can look at part B. F of x is a add bx, brackets 2 minus x over 16 all to the 9, where a and b are constants. Given the first 2 terms in ascending powers of x in the binomial in the series expansion of fx are 128 and 36x, find the value of a. So what we need to do in order to do that is we look at part B and we say that f of x is therefore going to be a add bx, lots of 512 minus 144x add 18x squared. By expanding this out, we're going to get 512a minus 144ax add 18ax squared add 512bx minus 144bx squared add 18bx cubed. So if we know that the first term is 128, then we can look at this and say, right, we've got 512a, that's the only term without any x's, and that must be equal to 128. And if that is true, a is then 128 over 512, and a is a quarter for part 1 of B. And then for C, we want to find the value of B, so we can look at the second term, which has got to be equal to 36x. So what we know is that we've got 512b take away 144a, lots of x, and that must be equal to 36x. So 512b take away 144 lots of a quarter, because we found the value of a in part B, is equal to 36. Which leaves us with 512b is equal to 72, and b is equal to 9 over 64 as our final answer for that.